Today's sales strategy, IRA Rescue Made Easy. Hi everyone, I'm Steve Savant, host of the daily talk show, Let's Get Down to Business.
And I'm Don Pren, Senior Advisor to Innsmark.
Today, Don, we're talking about making an IRA rescue plan made easy. And I thought it would be complicated. Before we get started though and let you explain it, I just want to talk about this one idea, kind of caveat our discussions about stretch option. Now we could have used an IRA stretch option, but remember, then it's fully taxable to the heirs when they have to come online with their own RMDs. So the only reason I bring that up is just because I don't want to get too much email saying, Steve, you didn't address stretch IRAs. And we might do that in another video. Let's talk about the IRA Rescue case study and walk us through this with Alan and Marion, who are both age 60. They're in 35% tax bracket, and they don't anticipate needing their RMDs for their IRAs. And by the way, there's about a third of Americans that have that kind of problem. I really don't need my RMDs. Talk about how to rescue this and really make this valuable.
Yeah, one of the problems with IRAs and other qualified plans is that with the RMDs, with the way it's taxed at death, you're going to pay the piper with these plans. And so the idea, it's why the Roths have been so popular. The idea with IRA Rescue is, what would things look like? Again, we use the Innsmark Wealthy and Wise software that does these calculations. What would it look like if we calculated how much money we could get out of the IRA if we just took it out over 5 years, paid the tax? What would the after-tax amount of money we'd have available to do a 5-pay into a cash value life insurance policy? And then if we compared what the IRA would have done against the 5-pay cash value life insurance and looked at those two things, what would it look like? We call it IRA Rescue because you're going to be surprised at how much better it is to get that money out of the IRA, get it into a 5-pay cash value life insurance policy. And so that's the premise of what we're doing.
Okay. Well, look, we're in our current planning right now, we're talking about an IRA compared to a survivorship indexed IUL. And then we're looking at the value. Their current plan is about, that IRA is about worth $500,000.
Yes.
The cost basis, well, there isn't any. We're in qualified plan area. And we're doing a growth assumption at 7.5% and a management fee. I'm sure that's not all of it, but let's just say for today, 1%. And then we're looking at the face amount, which it actually generates about $1.4 million in second to die death benefit. And it takes about 5 premiums. And that $73,335 premium is after we paid the tax.
Yeah, in the Wealthy and Wise software, there's a module you can go in and you can say, here's the value of my IRA. If I liquidate it over 5 years, what's my net after-tax amount that I would have available to then put into the life insurance premium? And in this case, with $500,000 of pre-tax IRA money, that would throw off $73,335 net after tax that you would then have available to pay premiums on the policy.
Now walk me through this, because right now we rescued the IRA, the IRA, and the thing I like about that is that we actually did something that was really good. We rescued it, and now we're going to let it work for us some more. Only a lot better leverage and a lot cleaner, and it increases, like you said, our net worth.
Yeah, we're not rescuing the IRA, we're rescuing the money in the IRA, I guess would be the way I would put it. And so if you look at strategy 1, that's the IRA, do nothing plan, just status quo. And so here we are, we have a $500,000 start, and by age 100, that IRA with current assumptions grows to $3.2 million. Strategy 2 is we rescue that money, we get it out of the IRA, we put it into a 5-pay max-funded cash value life insurance policy, and here, the values of that grow to $4.7 million, which is a 58% increase in account value compared to leaving the IRA
Now this is compared
alone.
that we're not using either one of these strategies, we're not paying RMDs, and on top of that, we've already paid our taxes on that 5-pay as we're actually staging the IRA outright. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is the value in the policy, the cash value.
Yeah, I think that's great. Now talk about the effect to the heirs, because it sounds like it's really going to really help them in the end game.
Yeah, it's the same kind of analysis. If the IRA is left alone, it will be worth $3 million to the heirs because of the taxation and so on. With the cash value policy, the value to the heirs is $4.7 million. Again, an increase of 49%.
So this really has an impact on the next generation, and it doesn't really impact, especially if I don't need the income. This is really huge for the next generation, for my kids, for my grandkids, maybe even my charity.
Yeah, and the other thing I would say about this is that this policy is still owned by the owner of the IRA. We're not irrevocably gifting this at all. And so if they did need more income during retirement, they could access the values in the policy through withdrawals and loans on a tax-free basis at any time. So that is still available. We simply showed the value in net worth and the value to the heirs, but the policy values are still available to that IRA owner if they move that money into the policy.
This is a great idea to rescue IRAs when the client really doesn't need RMDs. Today's sales idea is brought to you by Brokerage, the practice enhancement company.
And by Insmark, the most widely used software when it comes to strategies and presentations using cash value life insurance.